Hi, my name is Jyoti Deoparotila, and today we will learn about earned value management. So, earned value management is a methodology that combines scope, schedule, and resource measurement to assess project performance and progress. That is the definition given by PMI, right? So, let me put it in my simple terms. Earned value management is a management or systems that allow the project manager to answer the following three questions as they relate to the project. Number one, where have we been? Number two, where are we now? Number three, where are we going? So, what is our estimated project budget, right? Where we are standing right now, and according to the calculation, according to the variance or performance index, what is our forecast? What are the steps that have to be taken care of, right? So let me share my screen so that I can share the details with you. Okay, so earned value management, there are few terminology that you have to learn, you have to memorize, and you have to learn the situations as well, so that whenever the questions will occur in PMP, you will be able to answer it properly. Earned value management is very important because in PMP there are many questions related to that. Some may be calculation based, but according to my experience, most of them will be situational. So you have to understand the situations as well. If this will be the scenario, then what will happen? If that will be the scenario, then what should we do? Kind of things, right? So this lecture is very important. I really want you to pay some heed over there, and please feel free to write the comments after this session so that I can explain that as well, right? So when we talk about earned value management, there are terminologies that you have to memorize. The most essentials one are planned value, earned value, and actual cost, right? So these are three main things. Planned value is the authorized budget assigned to schedule the work, right? In particular time, the total budget, the total planned value is called PV. EV means how much value we have earned in that particular time, right? It may be less than planned value, it may be higher than planned value, but how much we have earned in that particular time. Actual cost is how much money we have exhausted in that particular time. It may be less than planned value, it may be greater than planned value. I have made my own notes. I really want to share that as well, so that just a second, so that you can understand it better. So earned value can also be calculated in percentage of completed work, BAC. Now BAC is very important term because that is the baseline of the cost, budget at completion, that is being calculated in planning time, and that is signed amount that is provided to you. That is the total budget. Budget at completion, the total cost of the completion of the project. Please take it into consideration that budget at completion doesn't contain management budget. That is separate. Some essentials of earned value management is PV, AC, and EV, as I have already told you. One is planned value, another one is actual cost, and third is earned value. And variance is SV, CV, SPI, and CPI. Forecasting is EAC, ETC, VAC, and TCPI. I'll explain everything step by step. This is all things in one glance. These are the things that we will cover in this particular topic. Now, when we talk about earned value again, as I have already told you, I'm repeating it. That is the total percentage of the completed work. Let's say the total BAC, the total budget is 100%. So if 15% we have already earned, so that is earned value. So out of 100 points or 100 units, 15 is the earned value. This is one thing. In most of the question, BAC is given so that you can calculate EAC with the help of percentage, right? So what is planned value? Can you see this graph? This graph is really important so that you can understand the concept better. Uh, Let me highlight it. This green light. Can you see the green line? This green line is the planned cost. In different time frames, this is the planned value, right? This is the time in different times. Let's say that when we calculate the budget after second quarter, this is the value. This is the value, planned value, right? Now the second thing is the actual cost. Actual cost means the cost that we have exhausted. That was our plan. Our plan was to exhaust out of 200, $100. Now we have already exhausted $150. So the actual cost is the total cost that we have actually exhausted in that particular time, right? The third thing is earned value. Earned value means the total cost that is earned. We have earned $70. We were expected to get $100, but we have earned only 70. So that is earned value. These are three different terms that you have to learn. Earned value, actual cost, and planned value. Planned value is our planned value. Actual cost is that we have exhausted, and earned value is that we have earned. Got it? So according to these basic essentials parameters, the basic lines, basic elements, we calculate the variance. We see ourselves that where we are standing right now. What is the total variance we are getting? What is the performance index we have? So these two terminologies, CV and SV, is calculated. CV and SV is calculated as cost variance and schedule variance. So schedule variance is what was our exact schedule and what is the total variance according to that, right? So when we say the earned value, when we say the SV means that the schedule variance that is equal to EV minus PV, where EV is earned value and PV is planned value. Now look into this graph carefully, and look at this graph carefully. I'll demonstrate it with three different examples. Okay, so this is our first scenario when this is my PV and this one is my EV. So EV is less than PV. Can you see that? EV is less than PV. When EV is less than PV, that means the SV will be minus, negative. If SV will be negative, that means we are behind schedule. Remember this scenario, we are behind schedule if EV is less than PV. Our second situation is where EV, this is EV and this one is our PV. This is EV and this is EV and PV are coinciding. That means there is no difference between them. This is EV and similarly, our PV is also there. EV and PV are equal. That is on schedule. Both of the lines are on schedule. Right? So sorry to say, but these are so coinciding that he cannot see that even right now. So this is our second scenario. Both EV minus PV is equal to 0. That means schedule variance is 0. There is no difference. Now the third scenario is when this is PV and SV is this. This is SV, right? Now PV SV EV is higher than PV. So EV is, that means that is SV will be plus. That means SV is greater than 0. Greater than 0 means ahead of schedule. Ahead of schedule. The same things, the same three scenarios are with cost variance as well. If EV is greater than AC, then CV is plus. So plus means that is under budget, within budget. Because actually we have invested, we have exhausted $150 and earned value is much higher than that. That is 170. So we have per dollar, the value is much higher, right? This is first. Second is when EV and AC are equal, earned value and actual cost is equal. That is 100, right? So if those both are same, that means cost variance is 0. If EV is less than AC, this scenario, if EV is less than AC, that means that is over budget. We have to invest more money. So that is a indicator, red sign indicator that we are getting over budget. We have to control it. Do we have to put extra money, or we have to hold the project, or we have to reduce our scope of? Everything have to be calculated in every stage, so that we have to monitor. We have to monitor it properly so that the project should be completed in time and within budget. Or if we have to put extra budget, we have to take the action as soon as possible. Right. So there are two different variants. Again, I'm repeating, schedule variance and cost variance. Second is performance index. Now, performance index is being denoted again by two measures. One is SPI and CPI. Now you will see one more thing, EV minus PV, EV is in front, EV minus AC, EV again is in front, EV upon PV, EV again in front, or we can say up. So you will memorize the formula with this help. EV is always in front or above, right? So everything is calculated around EV. EV minus PV or EV upon AC. So whatever the scenario right now, when we calculate the things right now, EV is very important. So EV upon PV. This is schedule variance. Whenever we talk about plan value, we always talk about schedule only. When we talk about actual cost, we talk about CPI. So this is the way to memorize the formulas. Now again, SPI and PV, this is the scenario. This is schedule variance. This is actually the percentage performance index. How many times EV, what is the percentage variance between EV upon PV? Total schedule variance and cost variance that we calculated here, right? SPI is the total earned value upon, total EV upon PV. CPI is upon EV upon AC. If SPI is less than 1, it is behind schedule. If it is equal to 1, that is on schedule. And it is, if EV is greater, that means EV upon PV is greater than 1, that is ahead of schedule. So greater than 1 is good, because EV, whenever earned value is higher, that is good. If earned value is lower, then it is bad, right? If it is greater than 1, that is ahead of schedule. If it is less than 1, that is behind schedule. Similarly, if EV is higher than actual cost, that means that is plus 1. So that is under budget or ahead of budget. If it is less than 1, EV is smaller and AC is higher, then it is over budget. We have to put extra money in. And if both are equal, EV is equal to AC, then that is on budget, right? So this is our CPI. Next is estimate to completion. Now, what is estimate to completion? Estimate to completion means that if we checked and there is some variance, some variance, and we have to change the budget. How much amount we have to put in again, right? So EAC is equal to, that means this helps the project manager to understand how much more budget we need to complete the project. You'll find the deviation from the cost baseline. So there are three different scenarios. Number one, I'll talk about number one, that is this. My number two is number one, sorry. So number one is whatever we have planned, we are going with this only. But because of any particular situation, a situation occurs, and now my actual cost is there, but everything will go according to plan. So in that situation, EAC, estimate to completion, is equal to actual cost, that the amount that you have already exhausted, plus BAC, that was our baseline, right? The cost, the total budget, minus earned value, right? If we have earned 15, right? Earned value is 15, our BAC was 100, and my actual cost is 30. So my BAC minus EV will be 85 plus 15 plus 30 is equal to 115. My actual EAC, now my cost, my new BAC is equal to EAC is equal to 115. Got it? If I'll explain you in this graph, this is the variance. This is my this was my budget at completion, and now this is my budget at completion, right? So this is the variance. This is calculated with these three different formulas. One is my plan was correct. Everything that we have planned was correct. There was a particular scenario because of which we lost some money. Now it will not happen again, right? If the future work is done at the planned rate, then EAC is equal to AC plus BAC minus EB. My second scenario is there is a situation that we didn't consider when we plan. So that is a fault in the plan. Now my new plan will be according to the current CPI, current performance index, right? In that situation, EAC is equal to BAC upon CPI. Got it? The new. So CPI is expected. If CPI is expected, a performance index is expected, the same trend till the end of the project, the same trend will follow. Then that EAC is equal to BAC upon CPI. Got it? That is the second scenario. My third scenario is we have to take care of CPI and SPI both the variances, right? So if we have to take the consideration into the both scenarios, my EAC will be AC plus BAC minus EV upon CPI multiplied by SPI. This is my third scenario, when both CPI and SPI influence the remaining work. My fourth scenario is everything is wasted. The plan was bad. Now we have to recalculate. We have to do bottom up estimate again. But we have to calculate the wasted money, the exhausted money as well. So new AACA is equal to AC plus estimated bottom up estimate to complete. Got it? These are four different scenarios. Now estimate to complete, that is kind of variance only, BAC minus AC. Estimate to complete is equal to estimate to completion minus actual cost. Got it? Now TCPI. TCPI is to complete performance index, remaining work upon remaining funds. The to complete performance index is the efficiency level required to achieve the project finish on time. If you have to finish the project on time, it could be very hard, it could be very easy, or it could be the same that what we expected. So that is TCPI, to complete performance index. This is the indicator of the productivity level of the project team. You can say that, right? To estimate the future cost that you may need to complete the project within approved budget, this budget may be BAC or EAC. That doesn't matter. In both the situation, we have to calculate TCPI, right? So TCPI, again, I'll say, is equal to remaining work upon remaining funds in any particular situation. So TCPI is calculated at BAC minus EV upon BAC minus AC. So if everything is going fine, even then, BAC minus earned value upon BAC minus actual cost, how much actual cost we have exhausted, and what is the total, and BAC minus EV. So what is the earned value? Total cost minus earned value upon total cost minus exhausted value. right? If let's say EV, there is a trick. If EV and AC are equal, so TCPI is equal to 1. That means whatever we have planned, we are going according to the plan. So the same efforts have to be done. There will be no changes in the effort. Now, if EV will be less, right? So that means BAC minus EV will be less than BAC minus AC. If EV will be less, then AC will be, and AC will be high, is higher than EV, then it is hard to complete. So we have to put extra efforts in that, extra resources in that to complete it on time, to complete it within schedule, anything, right? So we have to put extra effort to complete the project. It is hard to complete. TCPI is greater than 1. If it is smaller than 1, it is easy to complete. The earned value is less, is earned value is good and actual cost is less, right? Earned value is good. So we, whatever we have earned, we have actually the expected value, the earned actual cost is 100 and we have already achieved 150. So now the life is easy for us, right? So we don't have to work that much harder. So this is total to complete the performance index. These are all the terminologies that will be used in the exam, so that you have to understand the question very precisely, very correctly. You have to understand the terminology and the scenario, and then you have to answer it. If you have any queries, please mention it in the comments and I'd love to answer them right now. Thank you.